And Tony's got one on. Oh, it's got a head full of weed. Fishing the drop shot and catching little bass. So I've got a band on there which is holding the bait on the hook, so I'm not losing as many baits, or worms should I say. Oh, there's a bite. The little ones are hungry. They're all hooked right in the top lip. Ouch. Don't skewer me. Oh, Tony's into one. Apparently there's a match on here next week. I'm talking to the camera, not you. And there's 3 fellas over here in float tubes that have got all the gear, but they don't seem to be catching a great deal to us. But mind you, they might be trying to catch big fish or something. We just seem to be catching half-pounders and pounders. Isn't it true? 1.5 pounders then. Oh, I've got one. Another little fella. Another little fella. Crikey, that certainly wanted that worm. It had it right down its throat. Look at that. That tiny little bass. You be careful, there's not a big girl out there who wants to eat you, young man.
We're not drifting that way, that's the problem when I look at it. The wind's blowing up.
Oh well. So that's working. That's a carp pellet band around the end there. A mosquito, I think that's a size 8. And a cheap old soft plastic that I bought off eBay. I actually bought for sea fishing. But Mr. Bass seems to want it. Oh, he's caught another one. Maybe they are catching fish, those blokes. No, they're the same sort of size that we're catching. They really have all the gear, those blokes, don't they? You've got a float tube, electric motor, at least 4 or 5 rods. There he is, the master in action. Tony the drop shot. If only you could catch perch like that in the UK, eh?
you're right. Actually.
It's probably more imitative of what they actually eat here.
Yeah,
Rather,
yeah, they're probably seeing the same thing.
yeah. You know, because they'll be eating bugs and larvae and dragonfly nymphs and all that sort of stuff, judging by the amount of dragonflies here anyway. And
Try that. It's a shame you couldn't.
you can only bring so much tackle in a suitcase.
True, but you had to wait.
Oops, coming up. There's another one. Try that band trick that I'm doing. I have to nick what? So, what do you want to try? What I'm using?
No, I've got these. I've got all types of it. I've got to use them, otherwise I'll end up not bringing them back home. I've got more at home, you know.
No, that's a smaller one.
Oh.
That's lovely looking fish, isn't it?
Beautiful.
I'll tell you what, if we had these in the UK, you wouldn't have as many crayfish. They'd be munching on the crayfish like it was going out of fashion. Mind you, God knows what else they'd be munching on. They're not supposed to take this because the tail's been bitten off. Oh, oh, that's weeded itself. Is that going to come out the weed? Oh, yes. That feels slightly more boisterous fish, this one. There you go. Nicely to see, hook drops straight out. Joy of fishing barbless, and the band keeps the bait on. Don't tell anybody. Hmm? I'm amazed there wasn't a power cut last night with that thunderstorm. I mean, it was just phenomenal. I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen continuous thunder and lightning for over half an hour in the same place.
It's the sound, it was like...
Yeah, it was sort of like kaboom, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't like deep thunder.
I thought God must be upset with me for catching all these bass. It's not taking any drag, but it's pulling a lot harder. Look at that. Oh, blimey, that's pulling a bit harder, isn't it? Oh, now it's taking drag.
It's got to be a big one.
Crikey, that's a better fish, isn't it?
Definitely.
Oh, yes.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's a much better fish.
Huge.
That's not huge, but
Big.
I won't complain about that.
Bigger than what I got them last.
Oh no!
There you go. Marvellous sucks.
No, that was my fault.
No.
That was a good 2 pounder, wasn't it?
Oh, definitely. 2? That was about 3 pounds. Come on. 2 pound.
I think that was a good 2 pound, that one.
Good. You just remember, when you go back to them, this is it.
Oh, got another one. That took on the drop, that one. Well, that's another better fish. Look, that's got to be a pound.
Doesn't work now. There's me. It's me. I'm not next to you.
That's not a pound, is it? That's about
That's small.
half a pound.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I got one. Three casts, 3 fish. So when in doubt, change to the curly tail. They're not big, but I've been fishing a yum dinger for since we started, and that's not yeah. So there you go, on the curly tail. So that's a Wave AGM curly tail. Go back home, Mr. Bass. Fished on a football jig head, loop knot. I think that's about 3.5, 4 inches. 3 casts, 3 fish.